right.
Now
All
I
right.
just started.
You guys can sit there if you want. However you want. Yeah,
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Nick's playing the Tarango. Whatever. We're all just doing whatever we want. All right. So, are you guys ready to pay attention?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay attention.
Now that you're doing whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and sit down until you get comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we kind of went over, right, this is phase 1. This is level 1 training. We're going to do 3 levels. In level 1, we're going to go over what I'm doing here, which is assisted stretching. This is moving people through their range of motion in a healthy way, okay? And then also helping them stretch. So she's getting, a good range of motion exercise here, which helps with circulation, helps move the lymphatic system, helps de-stress and detox the body. But then she's also getting a stretch, because what we're doing is we're moving dynamic. So we'll do that for maybe a few repetitions. And then we might hold in a static position. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to use your breath, combine it with movement, and create the deepest forms and deepest expressions of release in the muscular system and in the nervous system. This is a lot better than even doing yoga on your own, because you can completely surrender in assisted stretching. You have the support of the ground and of the practitioner, and you can focus completely on breathing, creating fluidity with your breath, and relaxing into the stretch and into the movements. So it's a really profound therapy, and it's a standalone therapy. It's something that if you do it right, if I show you today how to do it, we could even get this done I can have you certified by next week. Obviously you'd have to, do some hours of training or, just do some shadowing, but it's possible. It's not that complicated. It's very effective. It's something that you can do on the road and charge, $100 a session easy, just doing this. Okay? Then there's phase 2, level 2 training, which we're going to get into more advanced concepts of the anatomy of motion, understanding how to make subtle changes that expose different layers of fascia and muscles. And then we're also going to learn, because we're doing anatomy of motion, understanding how muscles move and start opening or contracting. We're also going to get into resistance stretching there. Okay?
Yeah.
Then we're also going to do some more advanced breath techniques. Okay. I'll also teach you in that module how the resistance stretching exercises translate into practical movements in everyday life, or movements for professional athlete. Let's say you're working with a high-end NFL client or MLB client, whatever. Okay, they have certain exercises that have certain ways of moving that they repeat constantly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that creates compensation patterns. And so, like, through the anatomy of motion, you'll learn how to kind of understand, like, what kind of muscles this person's overusing or not using enough, and just help rebalance them that way. Yeah. And then phase 3, I'll teach you how to do all this stuff and combine it into other things, like using weights, using cables, using bands to create a resistance stretching protocol for people. And then that segment will also include, like, marketing strategies and things that I've done that I found successful and whatnot. To start off, I'm gonna teach you like one sequence, all right, that works really well. Okay. What I like to do, I'll start you on your back, on your stomach. Okay. Flip around. It's nice to start people on their stomach because anytime you make that connection and you cover the stomach, the body just feels more protected. It feels safe. Okay, so this is why I like to start them on the back. And what we do is just bring them up here. Okay, and you tell them like, okay, I just want you to relax. Okay, and today we're gonna stretch you. On a scale of 1 to 10, you tell me, okay, 1's like no stretch at all, 10 is, very, very deep, okay? We're aiming for somewhere between 6 to 8 or 9, okay? So you tell me when, right? You decide how deep you want to go, okay? So what you want to do for this first one is just grab the top of their foot, push down very gently. If this hurts them, you can also apply a little bit of pressure on the shin here. Some people are very flexible. Allison's pretty flexible. She's in good shape. She exercises. She stretches. So for those kinds of people who are a little bit more flexible, you might just lift up here. Okay, it's all load bearing. It's safe. If they do have pain, you can always grab from above the ankle. Okay, but you just lift up here. And you can stretch her deeper just by lifting
A little bit.
that knee up.
And then it gets some of the hip flexor in there too.
Exactly.
So we're probably at like 3 or 4. Maybe 4.
Okay, 4. Okay, so we just go up a little higher. When you do this one, you might want to put your thigh underneath just to help you. Because what happens is, as you bring this knee up, she's going to start compensating by bringing that hip up too, right?
Yeah.
You got to push her hip down.
Nice. Wow, I just had to down.
Like that. Okay?
That feels good.
What are we at? A 6?
Yeah.
So we can go a little bit deeper.
Yeah, that's making it more intense.
So one thing to understand too, guys, it's just this is a foundational principle, is the body moves in circular motions everywhere. Even as I'm doing this, when I'm moving her back and forth, I'm not moving her foot in a linear fashion. It's going in semicircles, and same with her knee. So in order to fidget her hip up properly, I have to move her in like these semicircles. It looks like this. Okay? We'll get into the more like complicated concepts of like how to move certain parts, especially the hips. The hips are really complex. You can move the hips in such a variety of ways. But if you just understand, I need to have circular motion when I move, you can figure out, you can just derive what you need to do most of the time. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm lifting her up like that. And even here, okay, when I get the thigh underneath and I'm pushing, her thigh is what's called internally rotating. It's going in like that. Okay, so I'm allowing that circular motion to happen in the hips here. Does that make sense?
It's actually, when my toe's pointing now, it's actually externally rotated.
No, it's actually rotating here. I'm trying to internally rotate it.
Okay.
Your thigh, internally.
Yeah, you're working to internally.
Yes. So this would be the, where we want to be, and then you can lift your knee up like that. Okay? That's the first exercise. Okay? Second one, I'll show you on this side.
My other hip's like,
Do me.
I'll just do you really quick. I feel bad. I know. It's like the worst torture ever.
Yeah.
It really is.
There's like pressure in my left side joint.
That should be like a form of of torture. Just give someone like a really good massage on just one side of their
half of
body,
your body.
and then just leave them alone.
The half that's like already relaxed.
Already good.
Yeah.
That's how I feel all the time.
So that the other side's even more fun. Yeah, I got really stretchy quads and hip flexors.
There's so many ways you can, move. It just depends. Sometimes you have a big person and you want to use your knee.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It's just being practical.
Being smart with
One of the
your
things that I'm also going to teach you is how to do this stuff without getting tired. I mean, you're lifting someone's body weight. It's not it's no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
some of the poses that River goes into when he's stretching you is like he's going to like full yogic poses that like I don't feel most people could get into.
No.
But we're all like pretty fit and like
Exactly.
do other stuff, so we should be able to.
So that just released all her hip area.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hips feel pretty good.
Now the next one I like to get, and this one's crucial. Most people, how many people do you know that massage right here? Zero. Even when you go for a massage, sometimes they'll overlook. They won't spend much time here. There's so many lymph nodes in the underarm, and this is why I like to start here. Okay, so I'll start massaging into the arm, and just like the armpit. I'll start here, but just intuitively, really the region I'm working is all of here. So if I feel intuitively I need to go down to the rib cage, I will. This is a good opportunity to also check on a client's kidney and liver. Okay, chill, man. It's a bench. All right. It's also a great opportunity to gauge where their can you turn the volume down a bit? Where their shoulder tension is stemming from. Okay, a lot of times people have really overactive biceps, and in a lot of cases, really overactive deltoids here that are causing strain in the shoulders. We think it's like, oh, I just have a wrist problem or my wrist is flared up. No, that wrist issue is causing overactivity in your forearm, which is causing overactivity in your bicep, which is causing overactivity in your deltoid, which is then making your shoulders tight. So it's all connected, and you'll start seeing that just as you start touching people and feeling the lines of tension. So this is a really important concept too, lines of tension. Allison's pretty familiar with these kinds of things as a doctor of chiropractic, where when you're touching someone, you have to be able to feel, is the muscle tight? Is the muscle overactive? Is there just a lot of fascia there? Am I feeling inflammation? Is there a tumor? We have to know what we're touching, what we're looking at, and that's something that, let me do the other side because I'm going to feel bad. Yeah, that's something that it cannot be just read in a book.
Yeah.
You just have to touch people and feel these things.
Tactile development. I would never think to just like squeeze people like
Yeah.
you are, but it feels really nice.
So check this out. Here's a trick, okay? I talked about tricks to not use so much effort. Okay, so I'm using just basic physics here, and I'm just doing a gentle pull of her arm, which is nice too. Okay, creates a gentle stretch for her here, and then I push. Okay, and I'm not even pushing with my arm, I'm just leaning my body weight in. Okay, which naturally, like this arm's back, right? So if I lean forward, it's gonna go back more. Yeah?
It's like a logo.
And you also like to reduce strain on your hands. You use the Lao Gong, okay? You use this part, it's called the giving part of your hand, okay? This is the part you use to push a door,
If you shake someone's hand and it's like, wow, that was a solid handshake, this is what's connecting to make it solid. If you have a solid high five, it's because these are connecting. If I miss it, it's not solid. It's okay. That's the Lao Gong. So you use that to
And
push.
I'm noticing you're like internally rotating.
I am.
Too, yeah.
I am. I'll play around with that. I'll see where your tension is. We'll play around with both. Okay? Now here's a cool thing, right? If I go like this, I can expose her tricep. If I go like this, I can really get into that deltoid. Okay, you see how exactly, you see how deep it is there? If I do it like this,
Yeah, it's hard to get to.
this exposes it. Yeah, we'll get into that later. Let's just do this very simple protocol. This is stuff we need to discuss. This needs to be a dialogue. You know, this needs to be an exploration. If you just overthink this, you're gonna be thinking, you know, you're gonna create, you know, years of study for yourself.